is still investigating. They are still collecting their so-called evidences against our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. What did our Prime Minister do? Nothing except the same thing millions of Biafrans are doing today. As we remember our Prime Minister today, Simon Ekpa, who is languishing in Finland, where they invited him for interrogation, is almost going to 4 months that the Finnish authorities took away our Prime Minister, and they did that just about a week or two before our declaration in Finland. They have one agenda in conjunction with the Nigerian state to stop the declaration of the United States of Biafra.
All right, so at this point, so many might be asking, why is Finland still holding on to Simon Ekpa? What is happening? We have not seen him in court. They have not made any public announcement about him. Nothing. And they are still holding on to him. What is happening? My dear, it still boils down to that thing that I've told you, that I'm still telling you. There is no rule of law anywhere in the world. Everybody does their thing to their own interest. Oh, yes. Now, let me give you another clue of what I mean by no rule of law in the world. A couple of days ago, the European Union, which Finland is also part of, went to France to have their meeting. And after their meeting with Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, they came out and they removed their suit in support or in solidarity for Ukraine. And after that, Alexander Stubb, who is the president of Finland, went home and BBC called to interview him. And he said a lot of things in that interview. I watched it. So he said a lot of things, that Ukraine wants peace, that they, the European Union, that what they want is peace, that they wonder why, that he wonder why Russian President Vladimir Putin is acting the way he's acting. He said a lot of things.
We should have joined NATO a long time ago. I've done my undergraduate work in the US and have a warm place in my heart for the United States and the Transatlantic Alliance. Of course, I'm saddened from what I hear from Moscow and the Kremlin. But remember that there's a lot of propaganda in this. This is an information war. What Russia now wants to convince the world is that, look, America is on our side, not on Ukraine's side. And I don't believe that for one bit. Listen, Russia is the aggressor. It started an illegal war trying to take over and basically destroy the Ukrainian state and Ukrainian identity. And if and when the United States wants to retain its position as a superpower and the leader of the free world, it cannot walk hand in hand with Russia. Quite the contrary, Russia is still an adversary. And if I may just put one more point into this, there are some people that think that playing ball with Russia will detach it from China. That's not going to happen. Russia is so dependent on China right now. Whatever deal you make with Russia, it's going to go straight into the hand of China. And that's something that I think we in the West have to think about. Never trust Putin.
But I can tell you, this person saying all this is the one holding another person's freedom. You see, when I tell you, the leaders will come out and make all sort of comments, like when you hear them, you say, Omo, these people are saints. But their action is what actually determines who they are. All right. So yesterday, there was actually a Zoom meeting for the USB cabinet where Dr. Mrs. Ngozo Rabeze, made some announcements and pronouncements. So please, I want you to take a little time. Watch it. Then drop your own comment on the comment section. Dr. Mrs. Ngozo Rabeze is still asking, why? What is happening? Why are they still holding our prime minister? And of course, she also talked about the case of Nnamdi Kanu. All right, so please take a little time and watch it. But as I told you, everybody is just doing their own thing to their own interest. They only them know what they have gained from Nigeria for keeping Simon Ekpa. If you invite somebody for questioning since November till March, 5 months, and you have not said anything about him, come on, it's out of law. But anyways, we keep our fingers crossed, and of course, as I always say, make sure you pray for our leaders, all right? So please take a little time, watch this video, then drop your comment on the comment section what you think about it.
I welcome all Biafrans and friends of Biafrans. I want to use this opportunity to welcome all our special guests, all Biafrans from home and abroad, all Biafrans from the 40 states of Biafra, all the secretaries, all the cabinet members, all the state governors in Biafra and their executives, our Biafra Liberation Force, our Biafra Defense Forces. I want to use this opportunity to thank our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. As we mark your birthday today, it is a special moment for all Biafrans. We know you are here with us, regardless. Your absence changed nothing. It changed nothing for the march towards the sovereignty of the United States of Biafra. And that is what I tell people. The restoration of the independent state of Biafra is not about any individual. If I am not here today, somebody must continue this journey until we finally protect the 40 states of Biafra. It's not about me. It's not about our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. It's not about our leader Nnamdi Kanu. It's not about our past heroes like Odumegwu Ojukwu, like Philip Effiong, like Owazulike, all the people that have taken part at different stages to ensure that the restoration of the United States of Biafra as a country that will be one of the best in Africa is restored and is actualized. And I thank them for making the United States of Biafra a reality today as a nation, as an independent nation. We thank you, our Prime Minister. We know you are here with us. We know the instructions you have given, and we are following those instructions step by step. I want to use this opportunity to remember our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. We all know that he was in the Nigerian terrorist court today, where they are holding him for nothing except for what we all do here. We Biafrans do not want to live or stay in a country where the policy is to reintegrate and rehabilitate non-terrorists into the military and police and security apparatus and send them to those territories, to those cultures that do not believe in terrorism, like in Biafra territory. That is what the Nigerian state does. The Nigerian state rehabilitates and reintegrates Boko Haram, ISWAP, all the non-terrorists into the Nigerian state. That is why Nigeria has been declared as one of the most dangerous countries for Christians to live. That is what Biafrans seek for. We want to live in a country where we will offer the best for our people. In a country where our citizens will be free to worship, to practice their religion without fear of being killed by the terrorists that are brought in by the Nigerian state. That is why we seek for Biafra. We seek a nation where we want to deliver the best healthcare system for our people, the best education for our people. We want to live in a country where our mineral and natural resources are not being milked by foreign countries to use to develop their own country, while our citizens, we die in abject poverty and squalor, and our lives are destroyed by the exploration of these mineral resources without anybody caring about our people. We cannot continue to live live in a land rich with milk and honey, while our citizens, our people, our indigenous Biafran die of the basic healthcare services that we offer in developed countries, we offer in diaspora where we live. We want to take those services home to our people. That is all we are asking for, and that is what we have gotten. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu is being detained today by the Nigerian terrorist state. It's going to 5 years, almost 4 years plus. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, was kidnapped from Kenya, as the Nigerian terrorist state collude with the Kenyan government to capture and extradite our leader Nnamdi Kanu, who has been lavishing in DSS dungeon of Nigeria till today. As we speak today, our leader Nnamdi Kanu was in court today. Over 3 competent courts in Nigeria have ruled that the Nigerian state has no reason to detain our leader Nnamdi Kanu. Competent courts have told the Nigerian state to release Nnamdi Kanu and compensate him. The Nigerian state has refused till today, as we speak. The United Nations raised up a committee on extraordinary rendition, and that committee ruled that Nigeria must release Nnamdi Kanu and compensate him. Today, as we speak, Nigeria has refused to do that. Today, he is lavishing in the Nigerian DSS dungeon for nothing. Nothing except for self-determination. So this is the kind of state you have. A country where you have 2 rules, 2 laws that guide the country. You have Sharia in the north, and then the south have the regular law, whereby if you are an indigenous Christian born in the northern part of Nigeria, the Nigerian state headed by President Tinubu and Christopher Musa, they make you live by the Sharia law. If you refuse to do that, they will stone you to death. All of us are peculiar with the story of Deborah, a Christian that lives in the northern part of Nigeria and was stoned to death because she did not follow the Sharia law. We are tired of living in a country where, because of our belief, we are hunted down, we are killed. The Nigerian state have murdered thousands of indigenous Biafrans just because we want to be Biafrans. Nothing more, nothing else. Nigerian state have instituted, through Christopher Musa, mass massacre of Biafrans cut across all over the place. In a harmful, our indigenous Biafrans were murdered. Headbridge, Onisha, our indigenous Biafrans were murdered. Mpo, our indigenous Biafrans were murdered. In Aba, just innocent Biafrans that were marching on the streets, unarmed innocent Biafrans that were marching on the streets, they were murdered in close range, ordered by the Nigerian Defense Chief Christopher Musa. Innocent Biafrans were mowed down just because they were marching on the streets of Aba for the release of our leader Nnamdi Kanu. Nothing more. The killing of Biafrans have been consistent by the Nigerian state. From the Civil War of 1967 to 1970, when millions of Biafrans were murdered, including women, children, that were starved to death. No rule of engagement by the Nigerian state. During that war of 1967 to 1970, innocent Biafrans, innocent children were murdered. They were starved to death on the order of the Nigerian state. period between 1967 and 1970, when Biafrans, we decided to end the war so that the inequalities, the marginalization, the terrorism, the killing, the subjugation will stop. But till date, Nigerian state have continued to do the same thing and even more. While the Nigerian state does this, they collaborate with the globalists. They collaborate with some foreign countries in order to clamp down, in order to stop Biafra as a sovereign nation. The promise we have given them, Biafra is already a state. No amount of subjugation, no amount of clamp down, no amount of terrorism will stop a free Biafra, which we already have. As we remember our Prime Minister today, Simon Ekpa, who is languishing in Finland, where they invited him for interrogation, is almost going to 4 months that the Finnish authorities took away our Prime Minister, and they did that just about a week or two before our declaration in Finland. They have one agenda in conjunction with the Nigerian state to stop the declaration of the United States of Biafra. Nothing more, nothing else, and to continue to milk our resources. That was the reason why our Prime Minister was taken away. Finland is still investigating. They are still collecting their so-called evidences against our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. What did our Prime Minister do? Nothing except the same thing millions of Biafrans are doing today. We've conducted a self-referendum where over 50 million Biafrans have voted to exit Nigeria. We have a geographical map and location that is distinct to our people, our culture, and our ethnicity. We are forming alliances with our friends, our allies. We, Biafra, have met all the criteria to be a nation. And that was why we went to Lahti, Finland on between November 29th and December 3rd, and we declared our independence. No one can take that away from us. America had their independence and they moved away from another nation. Finland had their independence and they moved away from another country. So many other countries. Why are we different? What is the difference between Biafra seeking, using the self-determination that is guaranteed by international laws to seek and declare our own independence? What is the difference?
All right, so you have seen it. Let's keep our fingers crossed, as I've said, and keep praying, all right? Thank you very much. Do not forget to subscribe if this is your first time coming across my channel. Thank you. I'll see you in my next video. God bless you.